Hi guys, Larissa here, and I am here to share with you how to make these cute little bows for the little baby hats. Or you can use these bows for the top of jars, like to put candy in, or little gift bags, or just anything. There's a ton of uses that you could use these for. And I'm also going to share with you how to make these cute little barrettes. So the first thing that you will need is to pick out your ribbons. And the thing I love about Mayarts is that they have such an awesome selection of ribbons. I like to do more variations in prints and styles, but you could also use just a single color, and then just use like the pink grosgrain with the pink polka dot. They come in several different sizes, so you can decide what is your favorite. Here I've used an inch rickrack, an inch and a half grosgrain, and then 3/4 grosgrain. So it's up to you. The possibilities are endless. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is cut out your ribbon pieces. So you'll need about 6 inches of your the two colors that you want to do on the bottom. And for this one, I want to share with you an idea of using your rickrack on top of your grosgrain so that you can get a double layered effect. So you could either use your sewing machine and stitch down the center, or what I've done is just used my fabric glue. I'm using my Helmar fabric glue, and all you're going to do after you cut your 6-inch strips is just take your glue and go down the center of your ribbon, and it doesn't have to be perfect. This stuff holds, and this stuff is washable, so you don't have to worry about it ever coming off. And you're just going to line it up in the center of your ribbon and put it down, and you've got your easy two-toned ribbon just like that. You can either leave your edges plain, or you can do the cute little cutting. And the way that I have found that's the easiest to do it is to fold your ribbon in half, and I like to go up about an inch. So you just take your scissors and you go up about an inch, and you just cut on the diagonal all the way down to the tip, and you've got your fabulous edge. Now if that happens where your rickrack wasn't secure, just take your glue and go back in and just add a little bit right to the edge and press it down. And once we finish off the edges with our lighter, it'll meld the two together, and you'll never know that they were glued together. So you just go on your other end and about the same thing. You just fold it in half, and you're going to come in and take your scissors, and you're just going to go about an inch up and come in and go straight down. And if you want to measure, and if you want to be all precise, you can go ahead and do that. I don't think that once they're on the girls' heads that anybody's going to be measuring to see if your ends are exactly the same. But it's up to you. It's a totally person-to-person preference. Either way, they look fabulous. And again, I'm just going back in and I'm adding a little bit of glue to the edge of the rickrack, just to make sure that that's secure. Once I get that done, I'm going to come back in, and I like to use one of these lighter tools. I just find that I can control it better. So I'm just going to light it up here, and all you're going to do is take your ribbon edge and you're just going to lightly touch the center of it. You don't even have to really get in there too much. It just takes a little bit, and the edges are protected and you don't have to worry about any of it coming off. And if it's a little uneven, you just go back in and lightly touch it again to even it out, and it is a perfect edge. So I'm just going to do that again here on this other side. You just take your little flame and you just lightly touch it across the edge there. And same thing, just lightly touch the edge of the ribbon. Occasionally it'll catch on fire and you just got to blow it out, but if you just touch lightly, you're not going to have any problems. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. So you're going to want 4 strips, and once you have these done, you're going to make a cross pattern or an X pattern, and you're just going to make an X, and then you're going to lay the other ones across the X so that you've got your 2 cross patterns like this. Oops, like this. And then what I like to do is take a needle and a thread, and I just go in and I just go in the very center and I just stitch all of them together so that you have everything stitched together. So that it'll hold together. And then you can go back through the other way. And you wouldn't have to do this, but I just like it to be secure, so I'm going to do that. And then once I get that done, I'm just going to tie this in a knot. And we will start on, and if you need to move things around before you tie it tight, go ahead and move it around. And I think that looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and tie that tight. Try not to poke myself here. So, okay, got that done, and we'll make our little snip here. Then the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to take 22 inches worth of any type of patterned ribbon that you like, and I'm going to use this Gross Green 2-sided ribbon, and I'm using the brown and the turquoise. And you're going to fold the 2 ends together and find your center. And I'm just going to keep my thumb here. It's not really important that you have it totally precise. But you're just going to fold the other end across to make a loop. So then you have a loop. And you're going to fold your other end in and connect the loop again, so that you have a piece of ribbon that looks like a figure 8. And you kind of want them to be about the same size. Once you get to this point, you're going to take this loop and you're going to fold it into the center. And you end up with 2 loops like this. You're going to stick your finger here and take your other end and fold in right on top of that loop. And now you have what kind of looks like a large flower. And what's cool about using the double-sided ribbon is that you have 2 patterns on both sides, which I think is really cool. You're going to end up with the flower, and all you're going to do is pinch these 2 edges together to form the base of your bow, just like this. So what I do at this point is take my thread and I'm just going to wrap it around my 2 loops, and I wrap it around a couple times and then tie a knot. And you have the base of your bow. So I'm just going to tie that tight here. Doesn't look like my bottom edge caught here. Okay. So you're just going to tie that in a bow, or in a knot. And this is the base of our bow. And then you're going to take your other styles of ribbon, the other patterns that you picked, and you're going to decide what colors you want to use. So there's the base of our bow, and I've decided to go with a zebra print, and you're just going to do the same thing. You're going to take your 22 inches and actually on this one you're going to do a little shorter. On this one I did 19 inches. So you're going to take 19 inches of the zebra ribbon, you're going to lay it out, you're going to find the middle, you're going to fold it in just like that. You're going to take the other end, fold it in. You're going to take your double loop, fold it in. You're going to take your other double loop, fold it in. You scrunch it together, tie it with your embroidery floss, and you have your bow. So I'm just going to layer these just like this. And I'm going to take a red polka dotted reversible grosgrain, and the same thing. I'm going to layer that on top of there. And I have my bow. Then I'm going to take this on top of my the grosgrain ribbon down at the bottom, and all I'm going to do is take a needle and thread and stitch it together, and you have your bow. And you can do whatever you want in the center. You can use sheer ribbon and do a center decoration, or you can stick a really pretty button or a fancy brad or just anything that you want to do for the center of your bow. So I hope you have fun making these bows, and I will be back with my barrettes and the books in my next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a fabulous day.